continue our expedition, which took start in the village of Sangardak in Saurashtra district of Surkhandara region. Our goal is to walk the ancient short road from Sangardak village to Kashkadaria and capture its nature and historical monuments along the way. In the last episode of the program, the expedition stopped at the Kharkush Pass. Today, we start our program from that place. After taking a deep breath on the Kharkush Pass, we continued on our way with the stop of the Gisar State Reserve. Now they will be our guide for the rest of the way. Our first destination is Kalai Sheran Gorge and Amir Temur Cave. The most important thing on such long journeys is to communicate with each other. If you stop talking to our companions, you will start moving without realizing anything. You will forget to look around to enjoy the beauty of nature. That is why we chatted along the way. We discussed the next road plan once again. The last day's trip was very exhausting. We enjoyed the conversation and forgot about our tiredness. So we continued on our way in a good mood. By the time we reached the Kharkush Pass, we were fascinated by the abundance of herbs such as spurge, bukai, hypericum. We also came across a lot of zizapura, which is added to yogurt and sour cream to give it a fragrant scent. Grasses are growing thick and tall everywhere, blowing in a gentle breeze, and the weather is very pleasant. After we crossed over the pass, the landscape suddenly changed. The land is mostly covered with small grasses called rezgi. This is due to the fact that the area before the pass is the Surkhandara Ridge and the lands above the pass belong to the Gisar Ridge. Therefore, the plants are so different from each other. You can see this difference on your own, especially from above. The area looks very beautiful. There are about 1,000 species of plants in this part of the Surkhan mountain range and about 1,500 species of plants in the Gisar State Reserve. For example, rare plant species such as thorny, astragalus and goldenrod that grow between the rocks of the mountain layers are common here. Thirty such endangered plants in the reserve are included in the Red Book of the Republic of Uzbekistan.
Hozirgi kunda Hisor davlat qo'riqxonasida ilmiy tadqiqotlar olib
We
boryapmiz.
carried out research in cooperation with the Institute of Botanical Research of the Academy of Science of the Republic of Uzbekistan. Our main goal is to form a general list of endemic rare species growing in the reserve area, to determine their number by forming a general list of other higher plants. According to botanists, more than 1,500 species of plants are known to be found in the reserve. To date, we have identified 1,590 species of plants here in collaboration with the Institute's faculty. We will also create a list in addition to it. By the end of 2022, our list will be ready. We intend to defend our dissertation on this.
Dissertatsiya ilmiy mavzumizda yoqlash niyatimiz bor.
Currently, scientists of the reserve are conducting research on the registration of plant species. Because the plants here are known to science, but a complete list of them has not been formed. In the area at the beginning of the Gisar mountain range, sheepherds graze their sheep from spring to autumn. The top of the pass is cold, so plants there don't grow tall, but it's very rich in vitamins. More crescent partridge can be found in the high mountain layers in this visible part of the pass, because it is a sun-loving bird. Ordinary partridge can be seen in the streams below, but crescent partridge don't live there. Siberian mountain goat also live in the areas of the pass from 2,200 meters to 4,300 meters above sea level. In late winter and early spring, Siberian mountain goats can be seen in the area where we are passing. At that time, they are followed by snow leopard, a rare species. The main and favorite food of the snow leopard is the Siberian mountain goat. The snow leopard also hunts young pigs, red marmots and partridge. In the spring, the goats come down in search of food. On the way, they go to the gorge of Kalai-Sheran and Amirtumur cave. In this area, in addition to mountain goats, red marmots, which are a rare species, live as a family. These rodents live in nests that are deeply dug up to 10-12 meters in length. They go into hibernation from September and only wake up in March. Currently, the number of red marmots is about 3,700 and 3,800. As we move down the pass, we began to see many plants, such as the yellow-flowered meadow buttercup, the bandwort growing in clusters on our way. They added more beauty to the mountain landscape. It started to get late after we walked for about 3 hours. We need to find a comfortable place to spend the night nearby before it gets dark. Look at this gorge. The more you watch this beauty, the more you will enjoy it. Incredible beauty emerges on the mountain, especially at sunset. Being in such beautiful areas and watching its amazing scenery gives one a sense of pride. After walking a little further, a shepherd's yurt appeared below. We will spend the night here and continue on our way tomorrow morning. Part of our team is housed in the shepherd sewer. The other part spent the night in the tent. The lifestyle of the shepherd family intrigued us all. The first got acquainted with the activities of the people here. Then we cooked soup for dinner together. Everything here is simple. The yurt, the oven and cauldron, tandoor, all the most necessary tools for living. We all come from different backgrounds and regions. Our character and desires are also different. But the simplicity here is close to our hearts. Not far away in a cauldron, they were boiling stems of meadow buttercup plant and making syrup. It has a good effect on the healing of colds, various wounds. We were also curious and tested it. It tastes sour, that is why we couldn't drink much. We prepare an ointment from the meadow buttercup for natural treatment. It's boiled in this way. After a little boiling, the plant stalks are removed and new ones are added to the boiling water. It's boiled in this way for a long time. After changing 3 or 4 times, at the end it removes the contents and the water itself is boiled. During the boiling process, the water evaporates and the juice of the plant turns into a syrup. How many days does it boil? It boils for 3 days. After 3 days of boiling, the remnants of the herb are removed and again the water itself is boiled separately. After boiling for 3 to 4 hours, it became syrup. It's then removed from the fire and cooled. It can be drunk after cooling. It heals wounds on the skin, helps to relieve back pain. It's useful in colds, kidney inflammation. In the evening, we chatted with our friends looking over the night view of the mountain. The staff of the reserve told us some interesting stories and made us laugh.
25 gün fevral ayında.
A few years ago, we spent 25 days in February in the Big Aksu Gorge behind this peak. The thickness of the snow was 1.5 meters. We were making scientific observations of snow leopards, deer and lynx. We also brought this man with us as a disciple. While we lived in the mountains for 18 days, he barely endured 5 days. He was very cold and wanted to leave. One day, when he was bringing spruce firewood and threw them into the fire, his cotton trousers burned. When I arrived in the evening, he was talking to me in pain. "Look, my trousers are on fire. My legs are visible. I am very cold. I want to leave." And he ran away that day. But those hardships paid off. Later on the rocks we climbed, he managed to see 5 snow leopards at once. He observed them and recorded them in daily scientific data. He also saw snow leopards eating 2 deers. If I didn't force him to do that, then he couldn't see this snow leopard. In our nature, in the mountains, the snow leopards are rarely seen, but this man managed to see that. Finally, the soup was ready. We drank yogurt made from sheep's milk before eating the soup. Yogurt will give us a lot of energy for our trip tomorrow. After dinner, we checked our belongings again and went to bed to relax. Now it's 5:30 and everyone woke up. This place in the mountains is much colder. Water is boiled for making tea in kettles. We had a very good night. Many thanks to foresters, ecologists. They made it comfortable. We slept in a soft and warm place. Did you enjoy sleeping? Yes, I slept very well. It's said that the water here is boiling at 70 degrees. Such tea is very delicious. When we wake up in the morning, there are two strange cars in front of our tent. When the reserve inspectors asked who they were, they said they were herb collectors. Their documents seem a bit misleading and our friends have talked to them a lot. The conversation lasted for half an hour. Cases like this should not be ignored, of course, because the collection of medicinal herbs also has its own rules. There are medicinal and unique plants such as miluin, meadow buttercup, thin-leaved foxtail lily, and anzir onion or allium. Due to the proximity of these lands to the protected area of the reserve, 70 species of rare plants can be found here. After breakfast, we thanked the shepherd family for their warm hospitality and said goodbye to them. Well, goodbye. From here, we go down to the river and then walk to Kalai Sheran. After passing Kalai Sheran, we go to Amir Timur Cave. Then we will rest a bit in that area. If we have enough time, we will go on our way. Otherwise, we will spend the night there. This road must be more difficult, isn't it? Yeah, it's challenging. There are still unpaved roads there. We have to go through thick trees. We have to cross the river 3-4 times. We will see what awaits us on the way.
There
is a reason why this place is called Karai Shiran, which means the fortress of lions. Amir Timur trained here with his soldiers. Uzbeks call their children my lion in order to wish them to be courageous and brave soldiers. As a result of Amir Timur and his soldiers doing military exercise here, the place was named Lion's Gorge or Kalai Shiran, which means Lion's Fortress. A beautiful name that is both historical and natural. There are no favorable conditions for lions to live here. Lions have not lived here in the past either. This place is named in honor of Amir Timur and his brave soldiers. We continued our way to Kalai Shiran Gorge and Amir Timur Cave. Kalai Shiran is one of the most difficult roads. We are now entering the Kalai Shiran Gorge. In fact, the reliefs show that it's a very arduous road, but such arduous path physically gave strength to Amir Timur and his soldiers. First, we will go to Kalai Shiran, then to Amir Timur Cave. I am quite happy to have joined this expedition because I have never had such impressions in recent years. We have come a long way. We walked for miles on horseback, on donkeys, on foot as well. We have an even more difficult and arduous path ahead of us. The road passes through the cave of Amir Timur and the adjacent Kalai Shiran, Hukuzburun and other natural monuments. We have the most difficult and arduous roads ahead of us. If you continue to follow us, your time will not be wasted. Of course, in every case, it's very important that team members feel and support each other. Now our team, our cameraman, our director, everyone feels each other. Their solidarity serves to make our work easier. I would like to say that our ancestor Amir Temur encouraged his soldiers to be united, and they overcame these difficulties together. Such solidarity is crucial to us now. It will be one of the most difficult roads. After we have passed this gorge, we will become the owners of the most interesting and meaningful adventures. We have chosen the right road. Although it's difficult, we will walk along the river. This place has its own nature and character. Be careful, the horse might slip and fall. Move slowly. The horse is also tired. We should have reached our destination by about noon. Our next road starts along this gorge. We have to stop the expedition here for now, and we will continue the topic in the next episode of our program.